Folks, good morning. This is Michael on the graveyard shift in the wee hours of the night, once again with your daily trivia question. And happy Friday Eve. This week has flown by, really going fast. As far as I'm concerned, it is. And it's the eve before Halloween weekend, so that's really cool. It's time for some fun, man. That's what I'm talking about. Anywho, the answer to the previous trivia question was, of course, the famous shootout at the OK Corral. The shootout at the OK Corral on October 26, 1881 was the result of a 4-year struggle between two groups for power, control, and this one was silver was discovered in Tombstone, Arizona, and this was between Wyatt Earp and his brothers and the Clanton and McLaury cowboy group. I believe they lived in a ranch kind of down the road or on the other side and so forth. A wicked fight broke out in a local saloon called the OK Corral among members of these two groups, and the famous Doc Holliday was somewhere in the mix. They had a little bit of hours of back and forth bickering, a little bit of, hey, you looking at me? You talking to me? Hey, you talking to me? What do I amuse you? Come at me, bro. A little bit of this. I'm sorry, I was channeling a little Robert De Niro there, if you noticed that. Sorry about that. Anyways, everything, as you can imagine, this was in a saloon, they were drinking, etc., escalated into a famous violent gunfight. And it was actually in a vacant lot down the road. It was called the shootout at the OK Corral. So that's a little twist on history there and the trivia question. Folklore and urban legend storytellers always have described, it kind of grew into the shootout at the OK Corral. But that sounded better, I guess, than an escalation to a famous gunfight in a vacant lot down the road. They couldn't fit all that in a tweet, you see. So they had to kind of shorten it to the shootout at the OK Corral. I digress. I'm sorry. Got a little carried away there. The blaze of gunfire was apparently very violent. Apparently people got shot at like point-blank range with shotguns. I mean, it was really ugly. The Earps and the Hollidays would eventually go on to be charged with murder, but a judge found the men subsequently not guilty, ruling that they were, quote, fully justified in committing these homicides. The famous shootout at the OK Corral, or the violent gunfight in a vacant lot down the road, has been immortalized in many Hollywood movies going back as far as 1939, the most recent of which that we, the younger generation, might remember, and starred Sam Elliott, Kurt Russell, Val Kilmer. That was called Tombstone. Great movie, back in the 90s, I believe. Now, a little geek factoid about this famous shootout at the OK Corral. As much as this has been immortalized and the story has been told over the years, over the decades, again and again and again, it was only 30 seconds long. That's all it took. And sometimes history works that way. And that, of course, brings us to today's trivia question for Friday Eve for October 28th. On this day in 1919, as a result of passing the Volstead Act over President Woodrow Wilson's veto, the U.S. Congress begins enforcing this, which became the law of the land for the next 14 years as a result of the formation of temperance societies. This is one of those where you want to go for the obvious, folks. Have a good day, everybody. Yeah.